again, this is Mr. Phil, and for today's video podcast, we are going to be talking about hydrogen fuel, its advantages, disadvantages, and how it works. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Humans, the Homo genus, has been around for 100,000 years here on Earth, and with the rise of population of humans, we demand a lot of power, and with that also comes climate change because of the damage that it does to our Mother Earth. All right, but there is one thing that is promising for the future, a form of energy that is cleaner. It's called the hydrogen fuel. So what is it? A hydrogen fuel is basically you are mixing hydrogen and oxygen, and the only produce that you have is water, a very innocent water. You don't have any other products that could harm the environment. Now, the hydrogen fuel makes a very attractive option for transportation, especially in the airline industry and not just maybe in the aviation, but other types of transport, because it provides a cleaner type of fuel. It can also be used to power maybe the cities in the long run. Probably everyone is going to be using this one. But how do we manage or how do we harness the power of hydrogen? There are different ways. We have the thermal process, we have a solar-driven process, but for this podcast, we will be dealing more with the electrolytic process. So how does it work? Okay, so how does your hydrogen fuel actually work? I have a schematic diagram here below. You see, I have different chambers. I have the anode, I have the catalyst, I have another chamber, I have the electrolyte, and I have the cathode. On the anode side, you will see that I have a bunch of hydrogen gases that you put in here, and then on the cathode side I have oxygen. Okay, now by theory hydrogen actually wants to go to oxygen, okay, so that they can form water, but they can't do that. They can't simply do that because of the electrolyte. The electrolyte in here is a positive only area, so it does not allow anything except for positive charge to pass through. And why can't hydrogen go there? It's because of this, because we know that hydrogen has one proton and one electron, so they basically cancel out, and by that hydrogen is actually something that is neutral. So scientists thought of a way, maybe there's something that we can do to make it work, and that is to put a catalyst. This catalyst, what it does is that it splits your hydrogen, so they're together, right? It splits the electron from the hydrogen. And hence, now you see that the hydrogen is now going to be positively charged. So it can now pass through the electrolyte. So it's now here, and it can mix with the oxygen. But wait, hold on. This hydrogen is not the hydrogen as it was because it lacks the electron. Okay? So what we can do to let it go back to becoming the hydrogen as it is to put something that can channel it. So you can we know that electron can be transported back there. And again, electron transport, when we talk about electron transport, that is basically electricity, okay? So with that is the electricity that is produced by this hydrogen fuel cell. So now hydrogen can get back with this one, and then they mix with oxygen, all right? And they produce water and electricity. All right, as perfect it may sound like, it's like a good solution to our problem, and it sounds perfect, but in reality it also has some setbacks and drawbacks, one of which is that it is very expensive. The catalyst there is made out of platinum, and if you do not control the environment, it heats up easily. Alright, so in this podcast, we discussed about how do we harness the power of hydrogen using the electrolytic method or process. We know that this is a greener option compared to the other fossil fuels, and we know that it has disadvantages too, like being expensive and it easily heats up. So once again, this has been Mr. Philip, and thank you for watching this podcast.